the second block there where the red light is, we painted a beautiful mural that's the depiction of the way the historic downtown looked in the early 1800s. And it was all done by local artists. We got it through a grant with the Tennessee Commission of the Arts. The Main Street program was involved in it, the Rogersville Chamber and the local artist gallery, and of course Civis Bank allowed us to use that building and prepared it so that we could put the mural there. It's kind of a project that's evolving. We had, of course, the chain link fence was there and was not the most attractive place, so we have actually replaced it with a wrought iron fence that's kind of goes along with our downtown, and it was also done by a local artist from this area. The long-range plans for that is to put a small park in there. It'll have a pavilion with some picnic tables, a walkway, and just to have a little place where if you're visiting town, you can go in. If you want to go into one of our restaurants and get something to eat and have a little place to go and sit and just enjoy being out in the downtown. We also envision possibly having a small venue for some musical entertainment during some of our events. So,
who painted that?
Her name is Lorna, L-O-R-N-A, Paquin, P-A-C-Q-U-I-N. She lives down in the Morrisburg area. She actually moved here from California. She's a very talented artist, has a lot of published work. We chose her because she had done some murals in California before she moved here. And so she worked probably almost a year researching all the buildings and what she was going to put into the painting. And then we had two local gentlemen, Barry Campbell and Bruce Campbell, who assisted her on that. And she started took almost a year to complete it. Beside it we have a legend that actually tells, you can look on it and see what the buildings are, because over the years, you know, the outside of them have changed a little bit, or improvements have been made to them. So that way, when you look at it, you can look at the legend and actually see what the buildings were and what they were used for. So a lot of little, I loved her details in that, because we talked a little bit about the cattle being sold on the courthouse lawn, so she put some cattle in there. Some of the things are not necessarily in the historic district, but they were important to the development of the historic district, and so the Evan Flowing Spring Church is listed on it. Crockett Springs Park, of course, where Davy Crockett's grandparents were massacred and buried, and to kind of just give an overall idea of the history and captured in one big mural. At one time there was actually a building there that housed a sewing machine shop and a shoe shop.
Oh.
And we had just, and if you look at those buildings, they're all just very close together. And we had a fire, and they saved the two buildings on either side because they were more brick. This had a lot of wood in it, and so they lost that building. It was probably in the late 70s.
Okay, so it's been just a vacant lot all this time?
All that time. Civis Bank owns the lot, and then they own the building that the mural was painted on. They're going to lease it to the city, and that once we start the park project, then that way we can help maintain it.